Welcome to the Korean lesson for beginners. In this lesson, there will be a deeper study on applying expressions based on time in everyday conversation. As we learnt to express time based on the hours on the clock. Now, we will learn to express minutes in Korean. There is a slight change in the number systems used to represent minutes. While the hours on the clock were represented in standard Korean number system, the minutes are represented by Sino-Korean number system.
1분,
Which means 1 minute.
1분, 1분, 2분,
Which means 2 minutes.
2분, 2분, 3분,
Which means 3 minutes.
3분, 3분, 4분,
Which means 4 minutes.
4분, 4분, 5분,
Which means 5 minutes.
5분, 5분, 6분,
Which means 6 minutes.
6분, 6분, 7분,
Which means 7 minutes.
7분, 7분, 8분,
Which means 8 minutes.
8분, 8분, 9분,
Which means 9 minutes.
9분, 9분, 10분,
Which means 10 minutes.
10분, 10분, 20분,
Which means 20 minutes.
20분, 20분, 30분,
Or
반,
which means 30 minutes.
30분, 30분, 반,
Which means half, indicating half an hour. However, there are no similar expressions in Korean for 15 minutes and 45 minutes.
40분,
Which means 40 minutes.
40분, 40분, 50분,
Which means 50 minutes.
50분, 50분.
Moving on to more vocabulary.
지금,
Which means now.
지금, 지금. 몇,
Which means how many.
몇, 몇. 몇 시,
Which means what time.
몇 시, 몇 시. 오후,
Which means afternoon or even p.m.
오후, 오후. 점심,
Which means lunch.
점심, 점심.
We shall slowly move on to the conversations. This is a conversation between you and your colleague at the office. Your colleague asks,
지금 몇 시예요?
"What time is it now?" You check out your watch and reply,
지금 10시 10분이에요.
"It is 10:10 now." Your colleague is probably hungry and asks,
오후 몇 시에 점심을 먹어요?
"What time in the afternoon do you eat lunch?" You reply,
오후 12시에 점심을 먹어요.
We shall have a look at the conversation one more time.
지금 몇 시예요? 지금 10시 10분이에요. 오후 몇 시에 점심을 먹어요? 오후 12시에 점심을 먹어요.
Moving on to more vocabulary.
아버지,
Which means father.
아버지, 아버지. 언제,
which means when.
언제, 언제. 오다,
Which means to come.
오다, 오다. 집에 오다,
Which means to come home.
집에 오다, 집에 오다. 언제 집에 와요?
Which means when are you coming home.
언제 집에 와요? 언제 집에 와요? 그,
Which means he.
그. 우리,
Which means we.
우리. 저녁,
Which means evening.
저녁. 보다,
Which means to see.
보다. 영화,
Which means movie.
영화. 영화를 봐요.
Which means watch movie.
영화를 봐요.
This is another conversation between you and your cousin. Your cousin asks,
당신의 아버지는 언제 집에 와요?
when will your father come home? You reply,
그는 저녁 5시에 집에 와요.
he will come home at 5 in the evening. Since there is a plan to watch a movie together, your cousin asks,
우리는 언제 영화를 봐요?
when are we going to watch movie? You reply,
저녁 6시 반 영화를 봐요.
we will watch movie at 6:30 in the evening. We shall have a look at the conversation one more time.
당신의 아버지는 언제 집에 와요? 그는 저녁 5시에 집에 와요. 우리는 언제 영화를 봐요? 저녁 6시 반 영화를 봐요.
Thank you for the patient learning. With that, we have completed Unit 3. An important note for learners: the translations for the Korean expressions may not be 100% accurate. Translations are just for the convenience of the learner. Koreans are very clear and practical when they establish conversation and make their responses short and simple. However, as a beginner, it is better to learn complete sentences. Even though some responses may seem ambiguous for the new learner, the conversations are such where both speakers are aware about what they want to convey between each other. Stay tuned for more updates. If there are any doubts regarding the Korean lesson, please feel free to ask questions in the comments section.